Hello, my name is Amanol Poma and I am the team lead of UTalk iShop. Welcome to our first team meeting. In this meeting, I am going to outline the customer demands, the different steps we're going to take to implement this project, actions that we will not support, types of data that will be in the system, and by the system, I'm referring to the website itself, challenges that I foresee, and finally, we're going to conclude this presentation with an outline of what we've done so far. I met with the customer, and the customer described the basic idea of this project. So, what is UTalk iShop? In this project, we're going to create a website called Surprise Me, where a shopper can go to the site, purchase items, but they can do so by interacting with an avatar displayed at the bottom right corner of the screen. So, what type of interactions do we expect? Let's look at an example where the shopper would request for the price of an item and the avatar would tell the shopper how much the item costs. In this case, the shopper would begin by saying something like, "How much is item Y?" This request will go through the request processor in order to understand what the shopper had said. And once that is understood, the database will be checked for the correct price of the item. The appropriate response will then be looked up, as well as the appropriate avatar action, and then the response and the avatar action will be simultaneously delivered so that the avatar can say item Y is, for instance, $50. And the shopper would get that. The customer wants there to be three main user types. However, she wants the project to focus on physically disabled individuals. This is why the use of the keyboard and mouse will not be needed. Rather, they can just say what they want and the avatar would carry out their demands. However, the customer wants the site to also be appealing to able-bodied individuals and indecisive people. To make it appealing to able-bodied individuals, we're going to let the use of the keyboard and mouse also be available. To make it appealing to indecisive people, we're going to split up the site into different sections such as Valentine's Day, Christmas Day, and so on. This way, an indecisive person can just go to one section and easily select an item to purchase. There are four basic requirements to get this project working. We have the website called Surprise Me, voice recognition, which will be used to recognize the shopper's request, voice synthesis, which will be used to emit the avatar's response back to the shopper, and the avatar itself, the different actions that the avatar would take, and so on. There are also three main functional requirements of this project. First of all, the avatar has to clarify requests from the shopper that were unclear and inform the shopper of invalid requests. The avatar also has to acknowledge that the request has been received. This may be done either by the avatar vocally saying something or carrying out an action. Now, as I'm sure some of you have been wondering, the deadline of this project is May 2012. So let's all get our energy up and try and work to get this project working by then. Let's now look at different sections and how we're going to implement this project. Keep in mind that although I'm talking about these four sections separately, we're going to work on it simultaneously. Let's begin with the website. First of all, we're going to get the website up and running and outline the main pages that will be needed on the site. The main pages are, for instance, the welcome page, the instructions page, the account creation page, and so on. After this, we're going to flesh out the minor pages that will be needed. By the minor pages, I'm referring to the Valentine's Day section, Christmas Day section, Mother and Father's Day gift section, and so on. Then we're going to define the details of the individual's pages itself. Voice recognition will be implemented by first of all outlining the common words that we expect shoppers to have. Then we're going to implement a program to recognize these words and sentences and test it on our website just to make sure that we have it working. And then we'll dig a little deeper into voice recognition itself and in creating a program to get it working correctly. On the other hand, with voice synthesis, we're going to first of all start by outlining the responses that the avatar will handle based on the shopper's request. And then we're going to implement the program to emit those responses, test that program, and outline the cases that the avatar will not need. This way, we know what we're working on and what we're not going to focus on. After this, we're going to dig a little deeper into the responses and figure out cases in which we may not have handled and how we're going to handle it when those things come up. This is a page showing how the customer wants the home page of Surprise Me. So once the shopper goes to surpriseme.com, this is what the page should look like. When the shopper clicks on how it works, we're going to have the avatar be displayed at the center of the screen with the different topics displayed on the right. To create an account, we're going to just have two main sections asking the shopper of different information about themselves. The sign-in page will be very simple with the username and the password box with the avatar displayed at the bottom right of the screen. The main menu would have the different sections, like I said, Valentine's Day, Christmas Day, displayed on the left side and the avatar displayed at the bottom right. Finally, we're going to have checkout display a list of items that the user has selected. And then the shopper can select different items to check out now and uncheck all those items they do not want to check out right now. To implement the avatar, we're going to begin by drawing out the default avatar and testing out that default avatar on the website. We are then going to flesh out the avatar options that the shopper can select from while creating an account. We'll then follow this up by determining the actions of the avatar and drawing and animating them out on Photoshop. We're then going to incorporate this avatar into the website and get it working together. Putting it all together will be challenging, but in order to do this correctly, we're going to have to consider the changes that will be made on the sites based on the shopper's requests, the avatar's response based on that request, and also the appropriate avatar action that should be carried out while they're responding. Actions that we will not support are mouse clicks on the avatar by the shopper. If this is done, the avatar will do absolutely nothing. Also, seeking suggestions of what to buy from the avatar will also not be allowed. At this point of our project, we'll outline other things that we may not see now, but will definitely come up later on. There are two main data types that will be in our system, and like I said before, our system, I'm referring to the website itself. First of all, we're going to store the items on the sites that we're selling. Also, we're going to store the shopper's information. You should keep in mind that this will be done by Zencarts, which is our website software that we'll be using. There are two main challenges that I foresee now. These challenges are fleshing out the avatar responses based on the shopper's requests. This wouldn't be easy because we don't always know what the shopper is going to say, but then we're going to have a good response from the avatar. This is something that we're going to have to work hard on. Also, combining the four main sections, the website, voice synthesis, voice recognition, and the avatar itself onto the website will be challenging. But you should keep in mind that it can be done. So in conclusion, is this project tough? Yes. But can it be done? Yes. It can be done by all of us putting in our best efforts to work towards getting a project completed by the deadline, like I said before, May 2012. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at osukpoma@gwmail.gwu.edu. Thank you.